What we're going to be talking about in today's video is absolutely wild. Like, I think this is the most evil that Jeremy has been, and you never know what people are like behind the scenes, but I didn't think Jeremy would be this evil. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how Jeremy fucked over his friend, who was Sydney Watson. This was exploding all over Twitter yesterday. Before I was going to bed, why does all the good stuff happen before I go to bed? But I was like, man, what the actual hell is he like? And I can now say that he is an evil piece of shit. So I decided to watch the stream by Camelot331. Link is going to be in the description to go watch the full video. And then when I got to the end of these messages, I was just like, my blood was boiling. It was purely boiling. But near the end of the stream, like, a lot of things were kind of cleared up as well. So go check out the actual video itself. So how did this all happen? It opens up with Camelot messaging Sydney, as you can see here. And Sydney responds quite normally and gets into the message, and they start talking like you would do. But it generally gets worse for Jeremy. And I would think right now that he's pulling out what little hair he has left because he's completely freaking out. Now, I will say, if I say Camelot, that's how I kind of see his name. It's Camelot. He said this, and I wanted to also point out that if you have no one to talk about any of this sort of stuff that's been going on, of course your feelings are going to get out there, and you're going to really kind of want to kind of talk about it. It's like a dam breaking, and you're just wanting to expand everywhere to just so that you can be heard. And you'll probably wonder why Sydney wasn't able to speak out, which is going to be near the end of this video, so stick around. Why not subscribe as well, because it will help the channel. I also want to point out, it's like Jeremy exploding as soon as he sees any sort of girl that he just likes. Boom, just everywhere, isn't it? But when you're opening up, all sorts will come out, and I don't blame her for wanting to express her feelings and frustration. We all know Jeremy has money. It's been reported that he's a millionaire, and with all the stuff he's buying, how much money he's taken from allegedly scamming people, and then telling someone he's bankrupt and being forced to stream on Rumble, then it makes you wonder what else that he is hiding. But having this confirmed that he is a liar, then it's really interesting. With him being forced to actually stream, dear God, like just being forced to, then you would think he would love all of this as it's engagement, and that's what really gets his rocks off. But later in the video, Camelot says he hates it due to his chat roasting him and calling him names. It's so funny that this is happening as he's getting a taste of his own medicine. I absolutely love that the fact that his audience is roasting him and there is nothing that he can do about it. I would hate to have to record all my calls that I had with Jeremy. I absolutely would hate it to prove that I was not going insane about things and hearing what he's saying. Getting to the point where Jeremy is either blackout drunk, which again is weird when you're constantly doing this, as I thought that his body would also adapt to the alcohol, or that he's embarrassed on what he said. But to have to record all the calls you have with him when he's drunk to keep your sanity is absolutely crazy to me. Personally, if this kept on happening, I would just cancel every single call and tell him to ring me back tomorrow or in a couple of days' time. I am curious to know what he has said in these calls and what was going on. It's just, again, really wild, and yet it does worry me what he's saying. Now, I am actually really curious because Camelot hints that the calls might get released, but I don't actually think they will. We all know that Jeremy can't get off the booze as he's promised it once, but now he's like, nah, I'm going back to my shitty drinking. But if someone requests that you don't drink and then want you to get better, then why wouldn't you agree to this? Be like, yeah, 100% I'm going to get clean. Because this is a business opportunity where you can grow your audience and someone else's and actually do something good rather than just get blackout drunk every night just so that his feelings don't get hurt all the time. But I generally think that he is a massive clown. He generally likes to drink way too much, and I would hate to know what the state of his liver is in. I would think that if he said this and didn't follow through, bar what he does in malls when he shits his pants, I would actually have stopped working with him altogether. All this shit talking that happens means nothing. Jeremy can say whatever he wants when he's blackout drunk, and then I think he just shits his pants and goes, what the fuck? I don't know if you've ever gotten that drunk that you have to go through all your socials the next day just to check what you've said or who you've sent messages to. I guarantee it's a nightmare. And it's a horrible feeling, to be honest, when you wake up panicking of, oh my God, have I said something? Oh my God, what the hell happened? Or you've ordered 1,000 things off Amazon and gone, oh God, this is going to be here tomorrow. I don't know if this is like a humiliation fetish for him that is kicked in when he's woken up. He's like, yes, I get to see what these people are saying about me. Or another option is that he gets told by his wife, a direct order, to actually delete all the things, and he also has to do it in front of the bull. I mean, that's the fair thing. You reap what you sow. I think that if you're used to getting blackout drunk, then just put the phone down, go to sleep, play video games. I mean, it's great for us to talk about it and all. I just generally would find it a chore every single day to have to go through my socials just to delete shit. Now, this is the interesting part that comes along in the messages. Now, for a little context, Sydney does say she doesn't think that he's a predator in that sort of way. For myself, then, I don't think that he is a predator for the kid stuff, but he has kind of defended Lolly in the past. But I think he does prey on vulnerable women a lot, and then gets them on the shows that he does and gives them a platform. Later on in the stream, she mentions that this is what he does all the time, and once that people get hooked on the money he gives them, then it's hard to get them to go back or to kind of drop this. Now, for Mel, his co-host, I generally think maybe it's when her husband left her and she couldn't take it. I remember the other woman who he brought streaming gear for, and he was constantly in contact with her, and then she suddenly just like dipped. I generally think that he would have wanted her to join him on his podcast thing. I have a feeling that Sydney isn't going to talk about his personal life. That's fine. We obviously see what Jeremy puts out himself. But I think the way that she's talking in these messages and in some of the stuff that she's saying on the live stream, I generally think that there is a lot more like to it. I can guarantee that all of this is getting wild, and he's been doing shady stuff probably from day one, to be fair. But I think he needs to be exposed because he's putting people in danger. I'm not sure what happened with Publica. I really don't know on that one. So if someone can help me, please let me know down below in the comments. But knowing that she's come out and said she didn't get paid gives us more of an understanding about what's to come in a moment. Sydney mentions that when she didn't get paid for something, she asked Jeremy to put that money back into the project or whatever, which again, like obviously would help. To see the random numbers that he's pulling out is absolutely crazy, that the grift is fucking insane. It sounds like he doesn't know what he wants and he's just saying, oh, I want this amount of money. No, this amount of money makes it sound better and I need that for me. I generally think not showing the books when asked raises more red flags. It's generally a danger thing to me, and I'm shocked that he couldn't produce them. But the random payouts is absolutely fucking crazy. I think the reason why he tells people about this amount is so that he can get sympathy. When you're telling people who might know nothing about what's going on and say like, hey, she took this money and she betrayed me, people are going to do two things. One, they're going to go after her and say, how fucking dare you? Like, you know, you're a bitch. You've stolen money. How could you do that to this guy? Or the second one is that they're not going to do anything, but have this entire kind of mentality on what Sydney is like, and that's going to go with them for majority of their life. I do kind of think that people would just go and attack her and just be nasty, constantly flooding the comments or doing whatever just to be on the side of Jeremy so that he can laugh in his like little cook chair going, ha 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 ha, they finally believed me. It's a scummy move. When you look at Jeremy, you wouldn't think that he would pull this sort of thing, but now it doesn't surprise me at all. I know that I would never go into business with him or trust him at all, even with a ham sandwich, because he'd just eat it. It doesn't surprise me that he would do this by badgering her for the work when he's not paying her. Getting her to do all of this work so he could profit off it is absolutely insane as well. I can generally picture the messages or call where he's like, hey, so I was wondering where the things are. Could you, I know it's really shitty and I know you're doing this for free, but could you just hurry it up, please? And then he'd just generally go in and talk about his wife. But I don't know why he wouldn't pay her for all the work when this is bringing money into him. So we have so much that's just adding up on him that you could make an entire Chris Chan type video list and never stop producing content about Jeremy. But to go and lie about this and say that she took $250K and then like betrayed him is absolutely wild. It shows that he will lie and lie over and over and over again. Now, This is the part where I got really angry, and this needs to be investigated by the police or someone like that, because this is just straight up theft and it's actually vile. I want you to keep in mind when Jeremy says that he wasn't trying to make money off Sydney. If you don't know, Sydney owns and runs a tea company. I think it's still going anyway. That she fully runs herself. With Jeremy running a coffee business, then you know he would be able to get the best shipping, so it wouldn't cost a lot, so he could help her out. You know, it's something that you would do with a friend or co-worker. And since Jeremy would actually be selling coffee quite a bit, then this would be a no-brainer. I bet when they weren't in the call, he would laugh and be like, stupid fucking bitch, and then try to financially ruin her. But we'll come to that shortly. It does make sense that you would add one small amount for the shipping and per item. It's what a lot of people do if they're selling on eBay or other online businesses. I think what I would have done is get this all written as a proper contract rather than just a handshake, because Jeremy literally can't be trusted. Now, this isn't hey, do me a favor and then I'll return it later on. This is actually someone's livelihood and something they have spent a long time working on and such. This is something you don't fuck around with and try to get more money for yourself. But then saying that in a handshake deal, you wouldn't fuck them over is again wild. Charging $2.50 per item is crazy, absolutely crazy. If I saw this, then I would generally imagine that Sydney was greedy. I would look elsewhere, but I would also hate it because I wasn't helping my favorite creator or trying something new. My theory is that he was using Sydney to actually pay his staff instead, where he could just pay her a little amount from what he was making. It's absolutely vile. I mean, absolutely vile that he's like this and fucking people over because he wants to make money. Maybe he wanted to get rid of some competition so he could be like, yes, this is my space now. Rather than make the money to help her, she now has to pay him, and having it to take all her profit margin is what the actual fuck. When hearing him say you should have structured your business better makes my blood boil so much. How fucking dare he say this? This reminds me of those snake oil salesmen. Oh no, your business isn't working out, then you need to rework it better. I want my check though. This is horrible. Actually scummy, shitty behavior. You know that if this was done on him, then he would be making videos going, my coffee company is under attack. I actually hope this fucker fucks off and doesn't come back. He's so fucking horrible. How can Mel or anyone support him from now on out? Oh wait, they have to because he's paying them. Just get the fuck out of here.
So he said you should have structured better. There's no negotiating. With him, he said, suck it. So I pulled my product. He so kindly offered to pay to have it shipped to Texas. I think he paid half, but it cost me thousands of dollars to get it back here, and he crippled my fledgling business all so he can make a few extra bucks. All right, there we go.
Just hearing this and knowing he wanted to cripple another business owner is horrible. Again, I know I keep saying it, but it's fucking scummy. I do again think that he just wanted to test out if tea is going to be a good business for him so that he could then gauge it and be like, okay, this is good. And then obviously he just fucked her over because he likes fucking people over constantly. He's just a nasty, scummy, vile cuck, isn't he? If you agree, put it in the comments. To me, Jeremy is giving off the whole second-hand car salesman. Sells you a car for cheap, and then when you get it off the lot, it breaks, and he's like, yikes, not my problem. And he's like, yikes, not my problem. You should have got it checked over, but never let you look at it in the first place. And then just charges you to take it away. Being all like, it's not my problem, when it fucking is, shows what sort of person he is. And yet, he's a Christian. Well, he's just wearing Christian skin as a fucking shield. He is being destroyed so much, and I generally don't feel sorry for the guy. You don't fuck over people. He's greedy. He just wants an extra dollar so he can buy an RC car and then a stack of donuts. I guarantee, when I wrote this, it was getting me angry, and it's getting me angry right now. The blackmail is so unreal, it actually fits him so well that he would just blackmail people. I'm guessing he's like this with other people, and I reckon maybe that's why Mel and co won't leave him, because he would say, oh, I'm going to sue you, I'm going to leak DMs, and I'm going to threaten you constantly. It shows he doesn't care for women. I generally think that he hates women, 100% he hates women. We've seen him go after them so many times, the whole time that he went after women in Magic the Gathering. The way that I read this message made me so angry, and no one should be like this. I know that Sydney mentions she has calls of him, then I generally think release them. Release everything. He has no power over you. And then, or give them to someone else so that they can just release the calls. Like, it's just, he needs to be taught a lesson, and he can't be hiding behind his YouTube rep or anyone else now. I know that he would release them if he was being attacked. It's absolutely horrible that he's like this, and actually shows that he's evil. How can he be a Christian if he is doing all this shit all the time? I do think that he could be one of the devil's puppets, and everyone should be aware of this guy. I don't feel sorry for Mel and Co. because of all this sort of stuff, and I'm guessing that they know all this as well. I generally think that he says this shit to them as well. This bumbling idiot thinks that he's just on top, and I just, do you know what, I generally fucking hate him so much. He has said so many times that his wife gets threats, and then he's out here doing it. He doesn't care about anything, and I don't know why his wife is still with him. In my opinion, this guy is definitely a predator, and when women don't go with him, he just turns on them. I would burn his deck of cards down with all the threats that he's done. I would burn it all to the ground, and I would never look back. We all knew that this would happen, and we all knew he says creepy, sexual stuff to women. It wouldn't surprise me that he's done it to all his female friends and co-workers. This is why he walks everything back when he sobers up. We've seen what he's like when he was at the Ren Fair, when he was off his face. Now we have a confirmation from someone who he has done this to, and yet he's still married. It baffles me. Like, how can you think that this is okay? This is messed up, that he would want to fight someone as well for talking to his new friend. I just picture him getting all worked up and saying shit like, I can't believe he said that to you. And he said that he would respect you. And yet doesn't. Like, how? Like, I can see him, like, clenching his fists in the car, making his hands go super wide and getting really red in the face because he's so angry. I've seen this type of behavior before, and it's just absolutely weird that you just get so jealous over someone talking to them. It's embarrassing that you want to fight someone for talking to your friend. Like, I would be so embarrassed. And if I was in that car and he was going on about how much he hated this person, I would just tell him to shut the fuck up, because no one wants to listen to him rant. Just hearing that he texts the words boobs just reminds me of the sketch from Little Britain of the guy wanting breast milk.
Bitty. Maybe later. Want bitty now?
Come on, Harvey, you've had quite enough bitty for one day.
Want bitty.
Oh, all right then.
But to get drunk and send this again is vile and shows to me that he's just a sex pest, someone that doesn't care and doesn't love his wife. Meanwhile, she's probably getting the ball while he's in the basement crying, hoping to get some friend boob so he can feel better. Like, this is horrible stuff to get. Like, I would absolutely hate it. Like, it would just wind me up. If he was ringing me, I would just hang up the phone when he started saying anything sexual, and then just send a message and go, don't ever fucking speak to me like that again. It's just really weird.
Weird.
This is the thing where I would actually just turn around and tell him to fuck off when he was sober, and be like, if you ever talk to me like that again, then that's it. And when you know that she has a partner as well, and you pull this shit, just get the fuck out here, you disgusting piece of shit. She made it super clear as well that she wasn't interested in you, and you thought, yeah, I'm just gonna keep on going. Maybe I'll be that person that gets that girl. Of course, he has the nice guy act. I bet the second he doesn't get what he wants, he then calls them a bitch and then tries to just ruin them because she didn't give him the time of day. This is actually fucking horrible behavior. And I know I keep saying it, but to me, it just keeps on getting worse all the time. Bumbling Jeremy is just the worst. He wants all the money because he thinks people like Elon Musk and Ethan Klein, or anyone who has a lot of money, is like super powerful. He wants to make people think that he can offer more. If you had Elon's ear, then you would also have his entire audience as well. If you were in with Ethan, then yeah, you would have his audience as well. The thing is, Ethan is more entertaining, where the quartering is boring as fuck. And then just kind of thinking about it now, I generally think that he wants to have the Charlie Kirk audience as well. because he keeps on going on about Charlie Kirk and all of this sort of stuff. So he wants to be these popular people. And I'm surprised that Jeremy hasn't decided to go on the road and try and kind of argue with college students. Like, what the fuck, Jeremy, you piece of shit. But yeah, you can tell that when the mask slips, he doesn't give a fuck. He would just attack you for no reason and then say it's all your fault and gaslight you into thinking it is. And that's the screenshots of the conversation. I'm guessing that there is so much more to come out, and I'm all here for it. Jeremy can't get away with all this stuff anymore because he's just a trash person. He's a garbage person. Fucking just get him in the bin. That's where he belongs. I do generally think that he is a danger to women. I think that also he's an evil predator and only wants women when they are at their lowest so that he can feel like the savior or that he is their god. I'm betting he does this with other people as well, and we just don't know about it at the moment. I'm hoping more people do come forward with their stories, that we can just get rid of this fucking cunt forever and just get him out of everyone's faces. But yeah, I am gonna leave it there. What are your thoughts on all of this? Let me know down below in the comments and let's discuss. And while you're down there, why not hit the like button and subscribe, as I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And with that, I'll end it here.